My topic for the History Symposium is Spencer Penrose, a colorful fellow that earned a lot of money and spent it building the community, actually, and things that have been assets to the community. When he first came here, he became a partner with Charles Tutt. They were both from Philadelphia, and Penrose had known him previously. They became business partners, and that became a very good partnership. They earned a lot of money up in the Cripple Creek mining district, and also later on they went in together investing in the Utah copper mine, which became Kennecott Copper in Utah, and that's where they made a fabulous amount of money. He was able to bring that back to Colorado Springs. By that time, he could have rested on his laurels and said, okay, that I've finished, But he really enjoyed the process of investing, trying to use his scruples and what he knew in order to purchase land and do things that would help him develop his wealth as well as developing the community. And that's the state he was in when he became interested in buying the Broadmoor property, which of course became the famous Broadmoor Hotel that is very much a part of Colorado Springs to this day. There are a lot of legends about him. One in particular has to do with the Broadmoor Hotel. Now, if you look at the name Broadmoor, you'll quite often notice that there's a little tiny A above the word Broadmoor. A lot of people thought that since Spencer Penrose was kind of competing, I guess you'd say, in business against William Palmer with his Antlers Hotel, that maybe it was a slam against the Antlers Hotel by putting a little tiny A in Broadmoor. What is most probably the reason for the little A in Broadmoor is that the name had already been trademarked and he couldn't use it, but if they changed it enough that they would be able to make it unique and make it a trademark for the Broadmoor Hotel. He was very much against prohibition, which was during the 20s when the government did not allow people to purchase alcoholic beverages. And of course, being in the food and beverage business, that did not set well with him. In addition to the fact that he was just against it. I mean, he liked to have his cocktails, and it was the Roaring 20s, as it was called, was a time when drinking alcoholic beverages was what people did when they gathered and socialized. And that's one reason for the Broadmoor being developed kind of outside of what was Colorado Springs. There are photographs of him. I think it was an ostrich. He hooked up an ostrich to a little cart and went riding through Colorado Springs, the middle of town, with a sign saying, stop prohibition or something like that. There are photographs of him sharing a martini with a monkey, that sort of thing. He was rather flamboyant that way, but it drew attention to whatever his cause was. He didn't marry until fairly late. Well, he was in his mid-40s, I believe, when they married. Julie Penrose came along, and they met socially in Colorado Springs. She was married at the time and had come here with her husband, who was suffering from tuberculosis. And he eventually passed away, and they had a young son who passed away also. So she went through a terrible stretch, and they did not socialize for some time until, she got past her mourning and so forth. He felt that she was an intelligent and fun person, and they both liked to socialize. Oh, and they both loved to travel, and they traveled a lot. He was interested in collecting exotic animals. People found this out and would give him exotic animals for pets, snakes, monkeys, an elephant. Somebody gave him an elephant, and so he would use the elephant for a caddy when he golfed. There were pictures in the newspaper of him with the elephant carrying his golf clubs and his wife Julie sitting up on the elephant watching him play golf. He kept some of the animals on the ranch, but some at the Broadmoor. It became too much. That's when the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo started. When automobiles became accessible to normal, everyday people, then those people wanted to go traveling in the western United States, and when they got to Colorado Springs, they wanted to go to the top of Pikes Peak. So he built the Pikes Peak Highway. He also liked excitement and fast cars, and started the Pikes Peak Hill Climb race in 1916. These were really very early automobiles that didn't have all the bells and whistles that you would find on a current day race car. It took 20 minutes to race to the top of Pikes Peak, or thereabouts. Now, he won his race in particular was 22 minutes, I think. And now you can get up Pikes Peak during the hill climb in 10 minutes. He was very interested in horses and he loved to ride. And he started the polo club at the Broadmoor. There was an endurance ride. I think there were 3 years, 1922, 23, and 24, I believe. People would come and either watch the people leaving and coming in from the race, or there were contestants that would come and stay at the Broadmoor. It was good for business. People would come to the Broadmoor because of these contests that were going on, the polo, the endurance race, golf, the hill climb. And it made Colorado Springs the resort destiny that it still is today. He and his wife were both instrumental in starting the Pomar Foundation. Julie Penrose was extremely instrumental in nudging him toward philanthropy. They didn't have any children of their own. And with this fabulous wealth, there was obviously not a particular family branch that it would be passed down to. So that was the main reason for starting the Pomar Foundation. They actually funneled their wealth into that foundation. They set it up so that it would be self-perpetuating, so it would be able to continue to help the community long after they were gone. I would like people to realize that he was such a multifaceted person. He was interested in so many things, and he kind of worked by gut feeling and trial and error to find not only his way, but his contribution, what would stay behind when he was gone. And you kind of have to respect the guy for that. He didn't always say, oh, well, whatever I say goes, or whatever I touch is going to be a success, because it wasn't, and he knew that. I come away with a respect for him and a respect for the fact that he had an interesting personality, and that he and his wife worked as partners, and that she had a lot to contribute to the partnership. And there's just a lot to like there, and a lot more to learn about him.